Does anyone know why Eldryn is the only one of the winter units to give bonus drop rates in this event? Is Morgana and Itachi really just here along for the ride? But enough of Final Fantasy Brave Exvius' sensible decisions. Let's take a look at the new Neo Vision unit. Eldryn's Trustmaster reward is an accessory that gives a great deal of attack and magic, and boosts their respective equipment stats by 25% if the unit's dual-wielding. His Super Trustmaster reward is one of the best hybrid swords in the game, with a bonus passive that increases your unit's attack and magic even further. It also restores a bit of HP when dealing hybrid damage, which, okay then. Onto his active abilities. Eldryn's a hybrid damage dealer that chains with absolute mirror of equity, so he's useful for a majority of content. Saber Breaker will deal increased damage to break gauges of a sword. Exvius will let Eldryn dodge 3 attacks. Chilling Lunge is a cooldown brave ability that can decrease the enemy's ice resistance by 130% and increase the damage modifiers of his abilities. Saber Assault is a regular brave ability that deals damage. However, if you use it after Frostwork Flesh, it becomes a much stronger attack that also turns Eldryn into a physical cover tank for a single turn. Furious Flurry will increase his attack and magic by 300% and grant himself a re-raise. Frostwork Flesh can be used 3 times per battle. It lets Eldryn evade 10 physical attacks, and mitigates both physical and magical damage by 50% for a single turn. If linked with Saber Assault, he can turn into a decent physical tank for a turn. Let's look at his passives. He really prefers to dual wield in this form, with a boosted chain cap and additional passives if he does so. He has a counter ability called Siphon Flick, which chains with Divine Ruination and restores a bit of his HP. With his Trustmaster reward or Super Trustmaster reward equipped, he'll automatically set up a physical and magical mitigation buff against beasts for himself. Finally, his Limit Burst. We don't get a big animation here, but that doesn't make it any less impressive. It's a hybrid attack that can boost his attack, defense, magic, and spirit by 300%, while letting him dodge up to 10 attacks. The boosts really fluctuate between levels, from fairly underwhelming to worthwhile, so have fun throwing those Limit Burst pots at him. Now to change forms. His Brave Shift is available right from the start. It doesn't have a turn limit, though it does have a 3-turn cooldown. He still uses Absolute Mirror of Equity attacks, though now they deal ice damage. Onto his active abilities. Ice Coupe is a brave ability that deals more damage if he uses it after Flash Freeze or Heavy Snowfall. Snowy Blitz will increase his attack and magic by 300% and deals damage. Heavy Snowfall can be used once. It's an attack that permanently increases Eldryn's ice damage by 20%. Flash Freeze can be used 3 times. It's an attack that inflicts a 1-turn 80% of full break. He's not meant to replace her breaker by any means, though it certainly sees some efficient use in an event like Dark Visions. Let's look at his passives. He'd still prefer to dual wield, and with his Trustmaster reward or Super Trustmaster reward equipped, he'll gain a Beast Killer and learn to absorb ice damage. Onto his Limit Burst. It's another ice hybrid attack that grants Eldryn a strong Beast Killer and inflicts a 130% ice elemental imperil onto your enemies. So which brave ability should you prioritize? I'd recommend Chilling Lunge to increase its damage and modifier boost, Ice Coupe to increase its damage, and Saber Assault to increase its damage. Now to make a damage rotation. I'll be using him as an ice damage dealer, as he does have the associated imperils to really boost its damage. On turn 1, activate his Brave Shift, cast Chilling Lunge, Snowy Blitz, and Ice Coupe. On turn 2, activate Heavy Snowfall and double cast Ice Coupe. On turn 3, triple cast the boosted Ice Coupe. On turn 4, cast Snowy Blitz, Flash Freeze, and Ice Coupe. On turn 5, triple cast the boosted Ice Coupe once again. I think you get the gist from here. Prioritize his cooldown buffs and top up his attacks with Ice Coupe. Try to space out Flash Freeze to efficiently utilize the boosted Ice Coupe. So, how good is Eldryn? As a hybrid damage dealer, he outclasses Starlight Elena. He's also a powerful ice damage dealer, with 130% ice imperils and a permanent 20% boost to his ice attacks. Furthermore, as he's split between elemental and non-elemental damage with his Brave Shift, you're not necessarily locked into a single element, though admittedly his Brave Shift would normally be the stronger form. His regular form does have the ability to act as a physical evasion cover tank, though doing so comes with its own set of risks, like interfering with a magical cover tank. Still, the increased damage can be an excellent boon in events like Dark Visions, especially since you aren't restricted to just ice damage. And if that's not enough to convince you to get him, take a look at this good boy.